How to be a liberal snowflake.
Mr. Reagan.
You are special. You're special because you're unique.
Oh, no. Oh, we should film
it. Just like a snowflake. Now, you might think that you're not special because you haven't achieved anything significant in your life, but that is the great lie this society tells you to keep you down, to dissuade you from claiming the respect that society owes you just for being you. Your value should not be measured by your accomplishments, by your talents, by your hard work, by how good of a person you are. No, 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 no. Your value is measured purely by your uniqueness, your snowflakeness.
They grew up dipped in Purell, playing soccer games where they never kept score and watching Wah Wah Wubsy. Our plan is put them in a bubble, keep them away from everything, and somehow they'll come out stronger when they emerge from the bubble.
I think that we have a lesson to learn from intersectionalism, and that is that when we're talking about racism, white people should be quiet. When we're talking about sexism, men should be quiet. And when we're talking about Scottish independence, English people should be quiet.
You know, if there's one thing I really respect, it's plus-size models who challenge the idea of what makes a woman beautiful.
Now you might say, but isn't everyone unique? And if everyone is unique, isn't everybody special? And if everybody's special, doesn't that mean that nobody's special? True, that's true. Let's just ignore that. What is the benefit of being a snowflake? As a snowflake, everybody owes you everything, and you don't owe anyone anything. You are owed complete and utter respect by all living creatures just for being you. You must demand this respect from everyone.
And then you walk into my territory and tell me what the do. You're not gonna do that, sunshine.
If you do not listen to her, your event will be shut down right now.
How to act around a non-snowflake. The world is full of non-snowflakes, and sometimes it's difficult to know how to act when encountering one. The first thing you need to recognize is that non-snowflakes are not only not special, but they're the opposite of special. They're anti-special, and they deserve less than zero respect. They deserve your full admonition.
Democracy is mob rule!
How do you identify a non-snowflake? The first major sign is that, typically, they will be white. They will also likely be straight, and they will almost surely be men.
You're a white male!
But, you might say, I'm a straight white man. Well, that's okay. If you're a snowflake, the rules don't apply to you because you're special. Non-snowflakes are almost never college students. They will likely have showered at some point during the week. They might have nice, clean, well-pressed clothing, unless they participate in some manual labor, something utterly alien to the snowflake. It's extremely unlikely that they will have tattoo sleeves, a handlebar mustache, and hipster glasses. Unless, of course, they've been red-pilled, walked away, or they just live in Portland, Oregon. Many non-snowflakes go by the term conservative. Most of the time, these non-snowflakes will have jobs. They will only be on welfare if they really need it. They often talk about logic and common sense, and their ideas are often clearly stated and seem to make sense. None of these things are surefire metrics for identifying the non-snowflake, but they're all very strong indicators. You will know a non-snowflake because they will refer to Trump as President Trump. You must not consider any words that the non-snowflake says as valid, because everything a non-snowflake says is based in bigotry and hatred.
You really think you can refer to an undocumented immigrant as a Canuck?
All right, just calm down, okay?
Now you're tone policing us.
That makes me uncomfortable. Anything that makes me uncomfortable in 2017 should be illegal.
Who's his successor? That fellow?
Fellow, that word is cisgender normative, okay? You're worse than Hitler!
Too late for flattery. I'm not giving this school a dime.
They are not humans. They are less than human. They are non-humans. The Doctrines of Snowflakeness. Hypocrisy. Snowflakes have unlimited freedom of speech. That is a God-given right. But recognize that non-snowflakes have no rights to speak. They must be silenced.
Come on! Let's go! Straight!
Straight! Let's go! Right here, motherfucker! Right here! Please, officer!
Never emigrate out of America, but hate America. Enjoy the security of America, but hate the military that ensures that security. Enjoy the technology that capitalism has fostered, but hate capitalism. Demand the rich pay more taxes, while you live off the state. Specialness. Be spiritual, not religious. Organized religion is the opiate of the masses. Christians are adults who believe in fairy tales. They are to be mocked.
You look up in the sky, and you know what you see? Sky, clouds, and the sun. He doesn't exist! All religions are bad, but you two are the worst! You have no redeeming factors whatsoever, and the only reason because we allow you to live is because we don't stoop to your level! Christians are responsible for slavery! Atheism forever!
Because you are special, college should be free for you. Healthcare should be free for you. You must be guaranteed a well-paying job out of college no matter your qualifications. You are, after all, a very special snowflake. If you are a person of color, or a woman, or gay, but you're not identifying as a victim of patriarchal oppression, you're doing snowflaking wrong. You must be obsessed with race, gender, and aberrant sexual behavior.
We should accept that pedophilia is a sexual preference. At the moment, we live in a world that already excludes pedophiles because of their preference alone. It is in our responsibility to reflect and to overcome our negative feelings about pedophiles and to treat them with the same respect we treat other people with.
How special are you? Where do you fit in the snowflake hierarchy? At the bottom, we have the white heterosexual man.
You're a white male!
Though this type of heteronormative oppressor is typically the enemy, if you fit into this category, you too can be a snowflake, but only if you hate what you are. And even then, you will still be an oppressor, and so you will be at the very bottom of our snowflake hierarchy.
All white people are racist, all men are misogynistic, all cisgender people are transphobic, all members of a majority are biased against the members of the minority or oppressed group.
As you move up the ladder, we pass straight white women, straight men of color, gay white men, straight women of color, white lesbians, white trans men and women, and finally, at the top of our hierarchy, we get to the leadership class, the best of all the snowflakes, gay, trans, obese, gender-fluid people of color, the most beautiful snowflakes of all. These admirable people are in a class most of us can only dream to aspire towards. They scream victimhood the loudest and the proudest. All others beneath gay, trans, obese, gender-fluid persons of color snowflakes must admonish himself, herself, or zerself before the all-wise wonderfulness of these pinnacles of snowflakeosity. Goals. What are the aims of the snowflake? In short, misery. Be perpetually unhappy. You're smart enough to know that this world is awful, that everyone in the world is an evil bigot, except you, of course. If you're happy, you're not paying attention. And as long as you're miserable, everyone else should be too. So you must vote for the most greedy, deceitful, lazy, selfish candidates for public office. You will know who these candidates are because they call themselves Democrats. The best course for America is the one that makes it worse for everyone. Americans deserve it for being evil bigots. But, even more importantly, for failing to acknowledge that you, the snowflake, are better than they are. So stay perpetually miserable. No amount of undeserved respect will ever be enough for you because you're special. You are a snowflake. Well, that's it for me. If you have a bunch of cash lying around and you don't know what to do with it, consider giving to my Patreon so I can continue to spread the gospel of snowflakeism throughout the land. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe. And if you hate me, you're just jealous because you're not a snowflake. Good night.
We have so many people who can't see a fat man standing beside a thin one without coming to the conclusion the fat man got that way by taking advantage of the thin one. The trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. Now,